what if the biggest event shaping Africa's present isn't happening now, but happened for over 100 years ago? And what if the impact never ended? So today we are going to talk about the slave trade, and especially the transatlantic slave trade uh, that happened uh, for over 400 years ago. And I'm here with my colleague. Welcome back to
Kariga,
African Voices.
Kariga.
Yeah. So, without further ado, could you please tell us a brief history or a little bit about the slave trade or the transatlantic slave trade?
Yeah, the slave trade, just so you know, guys, the transatlantic slave trade is not the first time slavery happened in Africa or in the world in general.
Yeah.
Slavery has been part of human history. However, it was on varying degrees. The transatlantic slave trade was the first time slavery became an industrial point. It was it was during the European expansion when they were buying products, but their land mass, as you guys probably know, Europe is not that big.
Yeah.
We could fit like 3 Europes in Africa.
That's absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, and Europe not being big, it couldn't exploit, and some products needed a specific climate.
Yeah.
We could talk about sugar.
Yeah.
Sugar needs a specific climate for it to grow, and well, the transatlantic slave trade in its infancy, it came along other forms of slavery.
Yes.
There was a trans-Saharan slave trade that involved mostly Arab countries.
Yeah.
Well, the Arab countries that we know today did not exist then, except probably for Oman and Yemen.
Yeah.
And well, those countries, those Arab nations or Arab kingdoms, they, or sultanates, we should call them,
Yeah.
they used to trade slaves along the eastern
Yeah.
coast of Africa. That would go from Egypt to Sudan to current day South Sudan to Uganda, through Kenya, to the countries of Kenya, Tanzania, Zanzibar, and Mozambique, and through Malawi.
Yeah.
But when it came down to the transatlantic slave trade, at first, the Europeans, after discovering America, they did something that was a bit sad. That was a bit sad in a sense that they destroyed the
Yes.
communities of the Native Americans. In destroying the communities of the Native Americans, they destroyed the workforce that was
Yes.
already there.
Yes.
They tried to push the Native Americans into slavery first before they brought us Africans there, and the Native Americans fought them.
Yeah.
Either they died of diseases or they fought the Europeans.
Yes.
So the Europeans could not enslave them. And then they said, hey, we can trade what we produce to Africans and we can buy slaves from there.
Yeah.
The Arabs were already doing it, so why not us?
So let's look at the time frame
Yes.
in that period. When we talk about transatlantic slave, we have to understand that it's not only the European trade slave, but
Yes.
also the Arab.
Yes, absolutely.
Slavery. So what are the time frames for?
So the Arab slave trade started before. It started way before the European, the transatlantic slave trade, to be specific.
Yes.
It was throughout Africa. It was not just in the Arab countries
Yes.
or the Arab nations at the time. It was throughout all of Africa. Even Mansa Musa, that we know, had slaves. But were they the slaves that became of America? Or the whole continent of America? I'm not talking about just the United States, all of America. No. And the Europeans, while expanding in America, I'm going to be specific, it was the kingdoms of Portugal and Spain. They conquered most of what is now the continent of America. That means Central to South America,
Yes.
to North America. Florida, for example, was a part of Spain. It was part of Spain. And what they would do, they would come to African kingdoms, kingdoms like the Dahomey, the Manding kingdoms.
Yes.
They would have guns, they would have clothings, tissue that they would trade with the Africans, and the Africans would sell them to slaves. And then the next time they would sell some more, and then they would help those, and because they were also profiting, I should probably say, they were profiting from the whole Africans fighting each other. So, let's say kingdoms fighting each other, they take prisoners and then they sell those prisoners.
Yes.
But that's not just it. That was for one side of Africa. So they would do that in Benin, in like established kingdoms,
Yes.
in Nigeria, in Senegal, in Ghana, in what is now Ghana. I'm talking about the countries currently.
Yes.
But when it comes to the other side, let's say Cameroon, Gabon, Congo, they would just pick people that they would find on the coast.
So we are talking about this slave trade, and somebody might understand that it's just a normal trade. But I want to understand what was has there been any brutal force that were used during this trade?
Yes.
And could you
Absolutely.
expand on that?
Yes, absolutely. There was force. The Africans that they captured didn't go willy nilly. They weren't like, oh, we're going on a trip to the Americas. No, they had to capture them,
Yes.
either by destroying their villages, killing them, or just shooting harpoons. Well, not harpoons, more like nets towards them.
The reason I'm
capturing them.
asking this is because sometimes when I read people's comments online, there are a lot of people who tend to give an excuse that the slave trade, it was the African kings participated and they were doing business, and so they want to present that excuse that
Africans
oh,
were trading
look,
Africans,
we are not that bad. Your own people
but we're not monolithic.
are the ones who sold you. So
Africans are not monolithic, though. We are not just one. As we discussed last time, we are the
Yes.
most the most diverse continent in the world. And if a kingdom is fighting another kingdom and it captures prisoners from the other kingdom and then trades them into slavery, yes, that is terrible.
yes.
Absolutely. But that's just not it. That's not what happened overall.
Okay.
Because they used to enter into Africa. I would say countries, as I mentioned, countries like Cameroon, that was discovered by the Portuguese. Actually, the name Cameroon came from the Portuguese. Now Equatorial Guinea, both Congos. There was a kingdom of Congo.
Yes.
The Gabon. So they used to go on the coast. Those kingdoms were not going to trade with the Europeans.
Yes.
They didn't have any interest in trading with the Europeans. So the Europeans would start capturing people that they would find on the coast.
Yes.
Yes, there is a reason why the Europeans didn't exploit Africa before they exploited Americas, because the Americas were not as dangerous as Africa. Because a European could not do 100 miles into Africa.
Yes.
After that, they would just get malaria and then they died. It's after the, I think we're going to discuss it on the next episode.
Yes.
It's after they discovered the medicine for malaria that they were like, oh, then we can enter Africa. Before then, they weren't.
Yes.
So you'd find out that they would steal people from the coast, then put them on boats,
Yes.
then ship them to the Americas. And while shipping them to the Americas, these people would rebel. They would rebel.
So did we fight? Did we really fight, or
Yes.
we were conquered?
Oh,
Do we
yes,
have any
we were.
examples of kingdoms that fought the
The
Europeans? Or
the Kingdom of Congo tried.
yes.
There is a kingdom in Angola. The name just escaped me. That tried to fight it.
Yes.
but the Europeans had guns.
Mm-hmm.
The
And we
Europeans
didn't.
had, and we didn't.
Yeah.
And that's what's very unfortunate,
Mm-hmm.
because they would just enter and find a small village
Mm-hmm.
off the coast, and those people didn't have guns. And then they attack them, they steal them, and then send them off to the Americas.
Mm-hmm.
You'd find out that in the boats,
Mm-hmm.
while taking them, some of the people that were captured would try to fight back against the Europeans, but the Europeans would just kill them, or would kill them in front of the other captured people, just to dissuade the rest from fighting, or they would just throw them into the water.
Okay, I understand. So let's talk about the occupation for the Arabs when they came. Which part of Africa were they really interested to take slaves from, and talk also about the Europeans
Yeah,
and the part
they played
the
in
part of Africa they
the Europeans exploited more of the western part of Africa.
mm-hmm.
So along the coastlines, that is, the coastline that became Senegal, Gambia, Ghana, Sierra Leone, Guinea, Bissau. I would say mostly from the west side
That's
of
for the
Africa.
Europeans.
That's for the
Why
Europeans.
we did not why did they didn't take also
The eastern side,
exploit the eastern side of the like our
because
countries and
yeah,
East
that because
Africa.
the Arabs were there. The Arabs were there way before the Europeans.
So what part of Africa the Arabs were most interested in?
The eastern side, actually, most of the
Along the
cities
coastline.
along the coastlines as well.
Okay.
But differently from the Europeans, they would actually sometimes settle
Okay.
on those coastline. A city like Mogadishu, Mombasa,
Yes.
Dar es Salaam, even
Zanzibar.
the country of Zanzibar.
Yes.
Before it was the Sultanate of Zanzibar. All those places were controlled by Arabs.
Yes.
The Arabs, their form of slavery, I wouldn't say it was worse. I would just say they were a lot more cruel than the Europeans. But slavery is slavery. Slavery is slavery. Whoever does it, it's bad. The Arabs, they used to take men, women, that they used to capture them for the most part. That's a whole other thing that they used to do. They used to capture them.
Yeah.
And after capturing them, they would ship them off to the Indian Ocean, so to the Arab nations, or to India as well, because there are some that were found in India.
Yeah.
But they used to do something that is terrible. So the Europeans didn't castrate the men.
Actually, they
slaves.
wanted them to reproduce.
To
because
have
they
more
took
slaves.
People with good genes and strong people.
And they used to force them to breed. That's another thing. They used to they would find somebody that's tall and big and strong, a very strong slave, and then they would be like, "Oh, I want you to have 20 kids with these women." So they used to treat them like livestock.
So for the people who are watching us, the Arabs did. The Arabs were very brutal compared to the Europeans, and we don't study this in history.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Arab slave trade also is still happening.
Yes, it is.
Till this day.
Yeah, to this day,
And
it's still
that is
happening.
maybe another topic for
but
another day.
yeah,
Yeah.
I guess there is also an irony that I find in it. A lot of people, well, the Arabs don't control the world, if we may say.
Yeah.
So we tend to forget their part of their bad part of their history, of what they've done to the world. But just so you know, slavery, whoever does it, it's cruel.
Yeah.
And the slaves, don't just watch a movie like Roots and think, oh, so this is how slavery was. No, it was much worse. It was much, much worse. Because you can imagine people who used to rebel
Yeah.
and how they were treated. In roots, they were beaten, they were slashed. Usually, the Portuguese and the Spanish used to craft this whip out of a hippo's tail, and that tears the flesh. Like if they beat you with it, even if it's not with strength, if they just beat you with it, it tears through the flesh. So, and you had to go back to work after that. You work from dawn to dusk.
That's inhumane.
That's inhumane.
What about our country? Our country, Rwanda. Did Europeans or Arabs take slaves from our country? And do you know anything about this country particularly?
Rwanda as a country, it's not just Rwanda, but the Great Lakes region of Africa.
Yeah.
To be specific, Rwanda and Burundi were the last discovered territories of Africa by the Europeans. But the Arabs knew of those territories. They tried to trade
Yeah.
slaves with the kingdom of Rwanda and the kingdom of Burundi. But because there were kingdoms that were still constructing themselves, they refused, to the point where they started chasing the Arabs. And you also have to mention I need to mention this: Europeans in their slave trade were united. It was a proper kingdom. Rather, the Arabs, it was just a merchant.
Yes.
Just one guy who goes, he takes slaves, he trades slaves with some countries. They did trade slaves with the kingdom of Uganda. But when it was just one person who would go to a kingdom, because they did try to capture slaves here in Rwanda, and then the Rwandan army fought them. And please don't think this is a history that I'm inventing. This is from what Arabs said themselves. And then afterwards they did try to do the same in Burundi, but because they were structured kingdoms, they couldn't do it. It was much easier to do it to a village or to a tribe that is a bit more divided.
I get it.
But
Now let's talk about the impact, or let's talk about the benefit. Why was it a profitable business at the time?
Europe was
What was
expanding.
happening during Europe during that time?
Oh, first off, the way the Europeans discovered the Americas. So they had this. They weren't getting along, if I may say. I'm trying to embellish the whole story. They weren't getting along with the Ottoman Empire.
Yes.
And the Ottoman Empire controlled the Mediterranean basin. So
Yes.
from Morocco to Egypt, they controlled everything. So there were no European boats that could go through.
Okay.
So Christopher Columbus, for the sake of trading and buying spices from India, he said, "Let me try and see if I can go the other way." They were already going through the ports of Africa, but that was a long way. So he thought going through the Atlantic, because the world is round. They thought that going around the Atlantic Ocean would be much more easier than going through the whole process of navigating Africa, around Africa, for that matter. But, well, he was a bit mistaken. When he got there, they saw fertile land, and they said, "Oh, let's take it over."
Yeah.
But they need their workforce, a cheap workforce that they didn't have to pay. And yeah.
So for the record, the enslaved people were not paid anything.
No, they weren't.
They just built.
They built those countries.
They built.
They built civilization, but with no pay. With no pay, they didn't get any pay, right? And it's unfortunate. They they didn't work because they wanted to work. They were constrained to work, and they didn't really have any choice.
We'll talk more about the reparations in the end.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is a horrible part of our history that we should never forget.
Yes.
And we actually have to learn from it and know how we are going to deal with the
repercussions.
The repercussions and consequences.
Yes.
Yeah. So do you understand? Do you think that people really understand its impact, or
Not
till
so
this day,
much.
or we are not really educated more about the,
I, I
the
don't.
history?
I don't think we understand how bad it was. Mostly because as we try to repeat it,
Yeah.
we try to repeat it. But if there's something I've learned is that as time goes by, we tend to forget the most horrible things.
Yeah.
Um, history tends to make you forget the bad things, and we shouldn't forget that. We shouldn't forget that
Let's
as
talk about the horrible things that happened, just for people to
yeah,
understand how this was very brutal. We talked about the Arabs and what they did. They used to castrate men
yes,
so that they don't reproduce.
yes,
And
and they used to rape women.
yes,
That's another thing.
so actually you're looking for labor, but at the same time you don't want
You don't want
you
them
don't
to
see
overpower you.
yeah, you
That
don't want
was
them to overpower you because you are maybe weak, and
yes,
they just you have to understand that a man, when a man is castrated, he's no longer a man.
yeah,
He cannot revolt. He cannot.
yeah.
He's
And
powerless. Yeah,
and
he has physical strength, but
yeah, he
he's just
can't.
mentally destroyed, and he cannot do anything.
Yes, and the worst part is they treat you like livestock. I've seen that people that castrate bulls, for example, just to have them be a bit more docile,
Yeah.
so that they won't fight back, so they're not overpowered by their testosterone. So within the Arab society to this day, in some countries, I'm not saying that all Arab countries are like that,
Yeah.
but in some Arab countries, Africans in general, Africans are seen as slaves.
Yeah.
To this day, there are companies in Arab countries that hire women to be home workers, people that work in your home, that do the house chores.
Yeah.
They become basically maids at home, and they don't pay them. They steal their passports. They steal their passports. I saw a video of and it's not just Africans, because they
Yeah.
do the same with Southeast Asians,
They do. Yeah.
Filipinos, Indonesians, but they mostly focus on Africans because it's much closer, it's
Yeah.
much cheaper,
Yeah.
and to bring them. And they put nails inside a body. There's
For
this
what
story
reason?
just to make them docile. There is this lady, an Ethiopian lady, who I think she was in Kuwait, if I'm not mistaken. She was in Kuwait, and she ran to the Ethiopian embassy in what is it, Kuwait? I'm not really remembering the country, but she fled to the Ethiopian embassy, and then her bosses came, beat her up in front of the embassy, and put her in the car. And then she died a few days later.
Wow. That's horrible, man.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the atrocities that happened for the most part in the United States, or
Yeah.
other parts where the Europeans settled.
Yeah.
For the I've watched a lot of movies where you see brutality and how they used to work in the cotton field,
Yeah.
and yeah, so the Europeans also were brutal, uh, to the point where the people didn't have any freedom for a long time,
Yeah.
for about 400 years, man.
Yes,
And that's such a long time.
that is a very long time. Actually, that is the antithesis of why the United States to this day still runs on race relations. Slavery, slavery as the transatlantic slave trade created the climate that we live in.
Yes.
As people. The whole racial hierarchy that we have to this day, that most racist people believe in, it came from slavery. saying, "Oh, these people are inferior because they work for us." There's this idea of dehumanizing a person. That is a consequence of
Yes.
slavery. Dehumanizing a person, saying, "Oh, you're black, therefore you're a monkey." That is a product of slavery.
Yes.
In the United States, to be specific, or I should say the Americas, from north to south, in the northern side, because things were not growing as much, it was pretty much the same as it is in Europe.
Yes.
But in the south, you'd find states like Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, those states. They're the ones with the plantations.
Yes.
Those are the ones with the most slaves. And what they used to do, they would. So you had to work on the cotton field. That means you had to grow them, you had to pick them, you had to send them, you have to ship them, and then among that, the life of a slave is that you wake up from dawn to dusk, and then you work the whole day. You get beaten. If you're not working as much as you should be working, you're beaten and or killed. You are lynched. That means they're going to hang
you. The trees.
and the trees.
Yeah.
They're going to put you. They're going to tie you to a horse and then drag you around the field
until you die.
drag you until you die. They used to let people get eaten by dogs. I think most of you.
Yeah,
most
I watched videos even
Yeah.
from South Africa. I think it was from South Africa where a white man
was lynching
was using dogs to eat.
to eat a black guy.
Yeah.
I think that some of you guys have watched Django Unchained, the Mandingo fights. It's that. So you'd have to fight another slave and kill them. And yeah.
When we talk about the brutality, there's this thing of identity where you're stripped of your identity.
Yes.
To a point where you don't even know who you are.
Yes.
And I think that's the worst thing that happened.
Yes.
And one of the strategies they used. So because I think that's how they were able to conquer us.
Yes.
Yes. They stripped them of their identity.
And their spiritual belief as well.
You don't know your name. You don't know where you came from. See? When they brought slaves, they would separate the families.
Yes.
See? If it's a family or people who know each other, they would
who
separate
speak
them.
the same language. That's another thing.
Put them in different states so that nobody knows each other.
Yes.
And probably they don't even speak the same language. Yes. And then they all abandoned their language.
Yes.
And people assimilated the American culture. And from there, people lost their identity, and this is very important. This is very sad because there's no way you are going to.
Actually, that's destroying the humanity.
Yeah, that is destroying the humanity. That is what actually happened during the colonialism, which we'll talk about later in the next episode.
Yes.
Yeah, people, when people are no longer. They don't have their identity. They don't have the power to fight. See?
Yes. Or to represent themselves.
That's probably the reason why this took so long for about.
And another thing I need to add is that they had this strategy, and I still find it very vicious because I've seen it in Africa.
Yes.
So they used to have this strategy where they would promote one of the slaves. It would be like a house slaves. Americans watching this video, you guys know, and Africans too. Yeah. So they used to advantage some to destroy the others. So let's say both of us are slaves.
Yes.
They take you to be a house slave. So you're eating better, you're sleeping better, you're having everything. You're having that little piece of freedom.
Yeah.
That's just a little piece of freedom. And then they tell you, then you are better than the others.
That's what Malcolm X said, described as a house Negro.
Yes, as a house Negro. And then
a field Negro.
And then that's where the term Uncle Tom started. Because then they started saying, oh, then I'm better than these guys. and you'd find out that they would take like the most beautiful women,
Yeah.
rape them, have kids with them, and those
Yeah.
kids, even though they were mixed, those kids would be
Yeah.
the house slaves, and they would tell them, "You are better because you have white blood
Yeah.
within you." But yeah, it's there is another thing that you mentioned, the destruction of identity. A culture, even though some of us saying the Indian names, I'm going to take India as an example, but
Yes.
it's all of Asia that I'll take as an example. Saying their names is hard for us because phonetically it's not within our means.
Yes.
Those are not within the languages that we know. But it's the same. It was the same for the slaves. So what they would do, they would destroy your name, where you're from.
Yes.
They would do everything so that you forget
You forget about your history.
that you forget your history. They will give you a English name, or a Portuguese name, or a Spanish name, or a French name. They would give you, they would do anything for you to forget where you're from, and then they would destroy the spirituality.
Talking about that stripping of identity, do you think there is any correlation to, or do you think that creates a disconnection up until this day between Africans and
African Americans?
yes,
Absolutely. It does, like, a lot. It does a lot. Because to a certain degree, they're different. I'll say that countries that are mostly like the United States, most black people in the United States are of mixed heritage.
yes,
There is a certain level of mixture that they have. They are not 100% black, if you will, because of what I said, the consequences of slavery.
yeah,
There are rapings, for example,
yeah,
rapings, and then the kids that they had would have to intermingle with them. But in countries like Haiti or Jamaica, and to a certain degree Brazil,
yeah,
they kept that to a point where Haiti, which is the first black republic in the whole history of humanity,
they defeated
the French,
Yeah.
and they killed the French people. Though I don't like people killing each other, I understand, because after that, Napoleon tried to take over Haiti again, to enslave the people again.
And Haiti was sanctioned.
And Haiti was sanctioned. To this day, the reason why Haiti is not a rich country is because of that. Sanctioned
that's right.
by their neighbors in the north, the current United States, their colonial overlords, France, and the whole world was like,
Talking
not gonna
about
do anything.
the sanctions and the economics, do you think Africa is poor because of slavery, or it's just post-independence leaders that were incompetent?
I think both factors affect the prosperity of Africa. I don't think one factor overpowered the other one, or there is just one factor. There is the heritage of colonialism, the heritage of slavery,
Yes.
the heritage of our past leaders, and there is this idea that some of us Africans have that it's much better elsewhere than it is back home, and this is something that makes me sad, because it's a realization that I had. It's when people try to have it there, have that life, live the American dream, live the European dream, trying to establish themselves in countries that build themselves through our people. Because the reason why the West is as rich as it is because of those developments that they had throughout the slave
The
trade.
Western countries still benefit from the colonial system that they established in Africa. Could you please elaborate a
Yes,
little bit about?
they do. Look at Look at a country like Gabon, for example. Gabon, since its independence, they discovered that they had oil
Yeah.
on their territory, and the people who are still exploiting it to this day are the French.
Wow.
The French still benefit from that. Look at the Biafra War in Nigeria.
Yes.
It was the French who were supporting the Biafran, I should say. Up to 1 million people died. Look at a country like the Central African Republic. They had a buffoon like Bokassa rule the country. Jean-Bedel Bokassa, who was ruling the Central African Republic.
Yeah.
The guy was a vassal for the French. He used to call Charles de Gaulle Papa. Can you believe that? Like,
he's calling his father.
He's like, Papa, my. And then when Charles de Gaulle told him, "This makes me uncomfortable," he said, "I will stop, father." You imagine that idea, that
a whole president.
And then he called himself the emperor of the Central African Republic. He wanted to have a ceremony similar to what Napoleon had. That is one of the factors why Africa is not developing. Some African countries were able to get out of that inferiority complex. Think of countries like Botswana, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Uganda. But some others, they weren't able to get past that.
Yeah.
And that's sad. And that's a consequences due to colonialism. Then when it comes to slavery, you destroy the entire communities.
Yeah. Like
a whole community. People don't trust each other anymore. There is, I think we're going to discuss it in the next episode. Yeah. There's the destruction of spirituality. I've had a chance to study abroad in the Philippines. Yeah. Just for reference, guys, the Philippines were colonized by the Spanish for 300 years.
I was going to touch on that. Just to understand, because Africa is not the only continent that was colonized.
Yes.
But why are we still in the same condition and still saying that we are not economically independent and like that? But other countries also have been colonized. So
we're able to thrive after colonization. I'd say that there are many factors. In Africa, you have to remember that our borders, that every African border is not by the choice of Africans. It was decided for us by others. Then you find that Africans, that's what we discussed in the last episode of African Unity, you'd find that some communities are not united. There is a certain level of not trusting the other, saying, I don't trust you. But when it comes to Asia, India was a lot of kingdoms that were fighting each other, that were united by force by the British.
Yes.
It was the same as in China, in Thailand, in pretty much all of Asia when you think about it. Yeah. But I'll touch a bit on the Philippines because those are the people that I know the most. The Filipinos the Philippines archipelago.
What is that?
It's a set of islands.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the Filipino archipelago was made of plenty people, many, many ethnic groups. To this day, the Philippines is made of many, many ethnic groups. They had one thing that united them all, the Catholic Church. So not the Spanish, but they're Christians. Oh. But their Catholicism is not the same as ours. I'll say it, I'm Catholic.
What's the difference?
They had Catholicism in their image. Their Jesus looks like them. The spirituality that they believe in, they didn't lose it. And they didn't demonize it. Yeah. And this is what my history teacher in the Philippines told me. We had this course and we were we were just foreigners, Africans, people from East Timor, people from a lot of countries, Korea,
Yeah.
and others, and they told we were discussing the spirituality of the thing. He said the reason why you guys who were colonized less time than us, because it's rare to find a country in Africa that was colonized for 100 or more years. The reason why you guys lost your spirituality and we didn't is because you've hated your spirituality to a point where you associate it with the devil. And that's sad.
That's deep, man.
Yeah. He told me that at that point, I got offended. I'm not going to lie. I got offended because I was like, what do you mean we lost our spirituality? But when I sat down and thought about
That
it,
is actually true.
that is very true.
Because it has been our spirituality has been demonized to a point where if you speak about your ancestors,
Yes.
you
Or the cult
people
of
tend to
ancestors.
think that you're talking about devils or people
Yes,
who
you're
should
like
not
the devil.
be-
They were your ancestors. They're the sole reason why you're here.
Absolutely. If they were not there, you wouldn't be here.
Yeah, and technically, when you think about it, when you extrapolate it to to a bigger a point of view,
Yeah.
when you talk about the saints in the Catholic Church, they were the ancestors of the Christians.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
spiritually, it could be spiritually, it could be biologically or genetically, but in Asia, for example, they weren't demonized. I look at a country like Morocco, not Morocco, more like Mexico. They have days where they celebrate the dead. Certain ultra Christians would be like, "Oh, that is worshiping the devil and everything." No, that you're giving honor to your dead ancestors.
Yeah.
You'd find that a country like the Philippines, they still have that, and that is ingrained in their identity. They still have that identity, even though they have Spanish names, because for the most part they mixed with the Spaniards.
Yeah.
They still have that ingrained process.
Yeah.
And it's the same in India. It's the same in Cambodia.
Yes.
Thailand was not colonized. It was the same in Vietnam. It was the same in Laos.
Yes.
In Indonesia. Indonesia was colonized by the Netherlands for about 300 years as well. Yet they kept that identity. Yes, some people may say, "Oh, it's because they're Muslim," but their brand of Islam is not the same as any other. And why were the Muslim countries that were colonized as well able to keep that spirituality, and we weren't? It's because our spirituality was demonized, and we supported it, unfortunately.
Okay. Excuse me. So as we wind up, I just want us to talk about justice and reparations.
Yes.
Recently, 2 days ago, the United Nations, over 120 countries voted. They were voting about the Transatlantic International Slave Trade, and
Yes.
voting it as the greatest atrocity in human history. And guess what country did vote against it?
France.
What else?
The United States, I guess. Spain, I think, and Portugal. Because,
You're right.
I mean,
Actually, three countries: the United States, Israel, and Argentina voted against this. And
I don't know why Israel would fight against
the
it.
majority of European countries also were, how do you call it when someone
Neutral?
is not, neutral. They were neutral. Neutral. They didn't say vote against it, or they didn't.
Because
What do you think? Why do you think these countries are being neutral when it comes to acknowledging this as the biggest atrocity in human history and also paying reparations?
The United States, well, I'll start from the countries that opposed it. I don't know why Israel opposed it. They didn't really enslave anyone, to be honest. They're a relatively new country, born in 1948. That country doesn't have 100 years. Argentina, I know why. Because Argentinians eliminated their black population.
And that's why they don't have.
That's why they don't have black people in Argentina.
Yeah.
They eliminated their black population. Either push them into Brazil.
That's true.
Yeah, or just straight off kill them.
Yeah.
The United States is also because the whole structure of their country is that. The structure of the United States as a country, the racial structure of the United States. And it's crazy because I've had friends that live in the United States, that live in Europe, that say that the contrast is huge. In Europe, the race relations are, I wouldn't say amicable, but they don't see everything through the lens of racism. They see through a lens of nationalism.
Yeah.
I would say. So if you do something bad while you're black, they're going to say, oh, it's because you're Senegalese or Congolese or Rwandan or this or that. They see it through, oh, it's because you're of this country. But the United States, on the other hand, everything is seen through the lens of race. If you do something, it's because you're black. If you do something, it's because you're white. It's because you're Asian. It's because you're this and that. And it's, I find the United States would be like, oh, we're a relatively new country. The United States is just 200 years old. Some of our nations have histories that are way older than the United States.
Yeah.
Imagine this country that was built by the slaves. How are they supposed to deal with that? And coming to the European side, to the European countries.
Yeah.
The European countries are the ones who started this transatlantic slave trade. The United States did not start it. They were the ones who started it, particularly Portugal and Spain, and France as well. The UK bought those slaves. They were the ones profiting more from the slave trade, more than the Spaniards or the Portuguese. Countries were built off of slavery. Brazil, Jamaica, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, most of the South American countries, actually, they were built through slavery. And then you have to justify yourself. And there's this other question. These people wrote the human rights as we know them, yet they were the ones treating people as if they weren't humans.
Absolutely.
And now they're like, pay us back.
So, in your opinion, do you think countries that participated in the slave trade should pay reparations? And is it...
My question is, who are they going to pay the reparations?
Who is going to receive the reparations?
Yes.
And is it too late to ask for reparations?
I feel like at this point, it's them paying for reparations would be a bit useless in a sense, because them paying for reparations is not gonna pay for the 400 years of slavery. Those are the European countries.
I think a lot of people are not going to agree with you.
That's true.
Because this is the biggest atrocity that happened, and paying reparations means that you acknowledge
that you did something wrong.
That you did something wrong. And I think it's very important for the countries to ask for reparations, even though we might not
Are they
get
going
it.
to pay them, though?
But if the countries that participated in slave trade paid reparations, it would be a good symbol of unity and justice and accountability. Because, of course, I understand that there is no cost of a human being, but at least you have to acknowledge your wrongdoings and your history. Because you're still, we have talked about how they're still benefiting from
from the slavery. Yeah,
slavery and the system they established.
but my angle was not just on the human lives, but also when it comes to the chaos of it. Because I feel like if they pay for the reparations and they're going to be like, we paid for the reparations, so let's not talk about it anymore. That's one thing that worries me about them paying for reparations. And then there is, who are they going to pay the reparations to?
Actually, paying for reparations doesn't make you innocent. Doesn't make that you.
It's not going to buy your innocence, but it's as if, I feel like it's as if they're getting themselves off of the issue. They're like, oh, we're removing the cloth of slavery. And what about, and this is the European countries that are acknowledging, because this is acknowledging that they did create a transatlantic slave trade. What about the Arab countries, the Arab communities that created the trans-Saharan slave trade or the East African slave trade?
That's also another topic. That's another topic. That's a topic for another day. But
and I'm like,
I'm actually wondering, do we really need reparations at this time as countries, or how do we move forward? And should we forget?
No, absolutely not. We should not forget. As countries, I believe that we should look as countries and communities. In this I'm talking to the African Americans, to the Afro Latinos, to the Black people of the world. We should look inward for solutions. Because receiving reparations as divided as we are is not going to do good to us. It's not going to be any good to us.
So, do you think Africans and the diaspora should do something? What can we do now?
What we can do now?
Because we have to move forward.
We have to move forward.
No matter the situation.
We have to move forward. It's what I was talking about, looking inward. We may receive these reparations, but let's not forget the path forward. Let's not forget what our ancestors went through, and look inward for solutions. Because this is what I was talking about. If those countries pay for the reparations, they could be like, then we don't have to help you anymore. Whatever happens is your problem. We already paid our due. It's like if a prisoner was to go to prison, and after that they get out, and then you tell them, oh, you did this, and they're like, no, I've done my time. Then you don't have to remind me that I did that. That's my worry. That's where my worry is. We don't have to forget, whether it's us nor them.
I think that would be beneficial to us if they let us free. And
I want them to let us free. But what I mean is that in their minds, well, I'm extrapolating their minds, if they're like, we are trapped in the fact that we did horrible things, that is slavery. If we pay for the reparations, then the people that we enslaved, the descendants of the people that we enslaved, don't have any leverage towards us. Because let's say the government of the United States pays the reparations to the African Americans, and because there's a lot more things that they did. Let's say they pay for the slavery. What about the segregation? What about the massacres? What about the civil rights movements that were destroyed? What about the Black Wall Street in Tulsa that they destroyed? Are they going to pay for everything? And if they pay for it, what is going to be the path forward for the diaspora? And I
think that is for the diasporans. To decide what is their path.
That is their path. And now for us Africans, let's say a country like Benin or Cameroon asks for reparations. If they do receive those reparations in this political situation that we are in right now, those countries would scramble those reparations. If it's money, if it's resources or anything, they would scramble it. It would be destroyed. It wouldn't be beneficial in a sense. I feel like we have to get to a certain point. We have to get to a certain point. Yes, the reparations, I'm not against the reparations, please don't get me wrong. I'm not against the reparations, but I feel like there is a certain point where we have to be, mentally independent and not dependent to the Eurocentric world, and then ask for reparations. We should be able to stand on our own 2 feet and represent our history.
Yeah.
Because as long as we have leaders, as long as we have our people, our own people, that are corrupt mentally or financially, or some of our people who are corrupt in a sense that even if we were to go against the Europeans, we would have some of our people, even if we were to receive those reparations, that would scramble them and destroy them. As long as we have those people among ourselves and we're not mentally independent, if we receive those reparations, they will do more harm than good. But if we are mentally free, let's go for it. And that's why I'm saying that we should look inward.
I think the moral lesson we should get from this, all of this, is just to be educated about the history and everything that happened, and then from there we can unite. And when we unite as Africans and diaspora, I believe we can achieve anything. We can achieve anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe that's when we should ask for reparations. By the way,
we need to move forward and unite, and that's something that's going to help us all of us. And I think this is we are going to end by here, and I want to thank you so much for coming back, and
thank you.
as promised, we are going to keep the pace. We are going to continue uploading. Please
keep up,
share, and leave your comments.
Please
we
do
want to know what you think. Don't just watch us
and just go away with it.
We just need to understand your point of view, because sometimes we are wrong, and let us know
correct us
what you think.
We do have our ideas, our researches, what we know, and if you have any supplement on the history, there's something that you know, please share in the comment. We read them, and if you have any criticism of our ideas, notably if we do have a debate, please don't hesitate to let us know.
And one last thing, this is not only about us, this is African Voices, and if anybody wants to contribute to this program, you're more than welcome.
Please do.
We want you to be able to be part of this movement, if I may say. If you know somebody, or if you would like to participate in these conversations, you're more than welcome. We are going to pin our email in the description. You can reach out to us to our email address, and we can contact you and have a conversation. If you're an African, as long as you're an African, or even non-African, we are willing to have a conversation, as long as we are talking about empowering our people and the unity of our people.
And if you know a certain history of slavery that we may not know, especially when it comes to the deep details of how slavery was conducted, we call upon you. Tell us. We can even have a video discussion and video uploads, and we discuss. You guys tell us how it is, the histories that you know. If there are anybody from Senegal who's from the Gorée Island, I'm going to say this in French. N'hésitez pas à nous dire ce qui se passait pendant l'esclavage. Et vous pouvez comme mon partenaire l'a dit, vous pouvez vous pouvez nous écrire sur email ou écrire dans l'espace commentaire. Et après, dites-nous en détail. Et n'hésitez pas à nous parler. Merci beaucoup.
C'est African Voices
Yes.
on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Goodbye, guys.
See you next time.
See you next time, guys.
Bye.